Privet, and welcome to Midnight Grappler Animals. With me, I'm your host, Salt. With me, I have your co-hosts, our two Russian superheroes from various parts of Russia. They will bring glory to our possibly Soviet Republic. We'll figure that out as we go. Keigen, Lan, how are you guys?
I'm actually Kazakhstani,
so
yeah.
One of the guys was Armenian.
The director was an Armenian, right? For the first one we're talking about today?
Yeah. And one of the characters was too.
Okay.
I might be Turkish, I don't know.
Secret
can be Turkish
Armenians
too
amongst us,
Yeah.
Here's what's going on today, folks. Keigen and I did an episode many months ago called Star Wars Knockoffs. I've always had a fascination with the subject. I tend to enjoy the knockoffs better than the real product. I really enjoyed Ice Pirates. That was my favorite of the bunch. Would you say so, Keigen?
Ice Pirates is literally the only one I remember at all. And it was good.
Ice Pirates was sick.
Yeah.
So we thought we would come back, do this again, but do a knockoff for a different franchise. And we initially planned to do an Avengers knockoff centric episode, but something happened along the way. We'll elucidate that further as we go. But we're looking at a few different knockoff films that parodied big superhero franchises. Our first knockoff film we have today is Guardians. This is the 2017 Russian film, very clearly parodying the Avengers not parodying, but knocking off the Avengers in every sense, aesthetically, thematically, all of that. Had you guys heard of this movie before we did the episode?
Yes. I did. I
had not. I had no idea this existed.
Wow, that's crazy. Because I think there was like 1 week where everyone on the internet was like, check out this crazy Russian Avengers knockoff. That's all I knew about it. Well, so how did we like it? Did we enjoy Guardians? Was it fun? Did we have a good time?
Well, There was a tweet a while back about Space Chimps. You remember the 2008 movie Space Chimps being a movie that they would, you would hear about a kid in a crack house watching.
Yeah, you know what? This is giving that.
This is the Russian version of Space Chimps is what I'm getting at here. Is that some poor child in Russia right now is probably being subjected to watching this because they're no longer importing movies from the US.
This feels like a thing that like a poor kid would find on YouTube and like it's their obsession for some period of time.
Here's a crazy one. This feels like something that someone on Tubi would find while trying to find Guardians of the Galaxy because they don't have access to watching Guardians of the Galaxy anywhere else. So they go on Tubi and they search up Guardians thinking they're going to watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Then they see this movie called Guardians and they watch it. Of course they go for the English dub because they're wondering why there's a difference between an English dub and an English sub. And alas.
Which version did you guys watch?
I watched the English dub.
Me too.
I watched the first 30-ish minutes of the sub, and then I fell asleep. And then at work, I watched it. There's no way I was going to watch the sub, so I watched the dub.
Yeah, this is a very let's call it easy to fall asleep to style movie.
Yeah.
My first note betrays my naivety. I said, "This is only 90 minutes long. Great." Yeah. But I forgot that time warps when you watch really bad movies, and it wasn't 90 minutes. It was 5 hours.
That's really good. Oh yeah. I mean, Yeah. 90 minutes. This is the kind of movie where it's like 90 minutes is the perfect length, even though it feels longer than one battle after another for sure.
Yeah, it feels insanely long. I'll talk about that more later too. So first I'll get into our team members. Our team consists of thinly veiled versions of DC Comics Geoforce, Marvel Comics Nightcrawler, the Invisible Woman, and the Hulk. These guys all suck in different ways, and I wanted to open this review by talking about how much all these guys suck. Let's start with our Geoforce guy, our Earthbender. What was your favorite part of this dude?
It's really funny that he just moves rocks. Like
literally just Avatar.
Earthbenders pull rocks out of the ground, though. He can't do that. It's like only loose pebbles that he can move around.
Dude, he gets one of the funniest lines of dialogue in this movie, and it's not him, but it's a character talking to him. When he's getting his upgrades later, they say, "We discovered the reason you lost your battle was there were no rocks to be found."
Oh, classic. Who amongst us hasn't had access to rocks around us before?
His upgrade is nonsense.
Awesome. His upgrade has like a bunch of rocks like just attached to a belt.
Yeah, we have a vest for you and it'll protect you. And it's only his torso. And then, what is the electro whip that puts his rocks in sequence in a line?
I don't even remember. You know, the thing about this movie is when people talk about bland and bad movies, like, oh yeah, I turned the movie off and, I immediately forgot it. I didn't realize there was a degree worse than that, which is I forgot what was happening while I was watching. I remember when we got to the second fight, I was like, wait, what is this dude's powers? No. And then like 30 seconds he uses his rocks. I was like, oh shit, he's a rock guy. I had no idea.
Even their first fight, I was like, what are we doing here? What's happening in this movie? Like, what's the point of this? And I'm kind of thankful for that sort of stuff because it's just kind of like, it's fun. I didn't really need to know.
I think the craziest thing is that fight happens like 40 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, I don't think there's any action before that.
No, so the movie starts with like this really protracted sequence just talking about how everyone got their powers, and also this movie posits an eternal Soviet Union, I think. Right?
I couldn't figure that out.
The plot was very confusing. Is a very very kind, easy way. Very kind way of describing what this movie is. Because this movie starts in the Cold War, right?
Yeah, the superheroes are engineered during the Cold War by the Soviet Union. That much I was certain of.
Right.
Yeah, but like the opening sequences, right? When he's getting the super tanks and stuff. That's not Cold War.
No, that's in the present day. Present day. But we don't know if the Soviet Union fell in this universe.
This movie makes me think about how, like, we talk about hand holding in movies. And like, if you just sit down and you watch a random American movie, you don't have questions like this. Or I don't, right? Because it's like, well, yeah, this takes place, blah, 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 whatever, contemporary, yada, yada, yada. I understand roughly. And I'm just like, are we thinking about this because we're dummies who like don't watch Russian stuff? It's just like, oh, this is just how they like the similarities are just there in general contemporary Russian film. I don't know.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know either. But yeah, like the first half hour of this movie is literally just them creating the characters and then going to find them. And then also the villain, who we can talk about the villain later, because every character in this movie is just truly their own enigma, really. I think that's the best way of putting it.
The bad guy's crazy. He's like just like this giant guy with like ridiculous muscles, right? And I love that his whole power usage is just like posing with his arm out. And like lightning happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Some electricity.
Right, we could do the villain now.
Okay, yeah, NoHo Hank on steroids.
Yeah. The crazy fake muscle suit they get. So for people who haven't seen it, and I envy you, please keep it that way. Our we'll call him No Mo Hank, like north of Moscow.
Good job.
That's
good.
Job. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
So No Mo Hank has boots, pants, and then he's like shirtless, and he's got this like insane fake muscle suit, and it's so bad he like can't properly walk.
His traps are like up to his ears. It's it's incredible.
Yeah, you called him NoHo Hank. To me, he was Super Fetterman.
Super Fetterman.
Yeah.
This is actually what you're doing to him right now after that second stroke attack.
Yeah, and so his power is he can control machines. So like Keigen said, he just waves his arm around, and then if he wants to start a truck or a tank or whatever, he can make it do his bidding. And I guess he had some kind of connection to the superheroes. They do this one really long exposition dump, and fortunately they never do another one. And what I gleaned from that was whoever was responsible for the gene splicing that made our Russian Avengers was like co-workers with Super Fetterman. And then they had some kind of falling out. And I never even figured out what Super Fetterman's goals were. Like, I don't think he ever announced whether he wanted revenge, whether he wanted to take over the world, whether he was crazy.
I think he just wanted to take over the world, right?
He wanted them to join him too, right? He was like, join me. Yeah. There's a moment where he captures them and they get out. They get away.
I think it's just like a god complex. You know, he just wanted to take over the world. And
he had clones too, right? He had a clone army.
Yeah.
That was like a major thrust of the we have to stop the clone army getting made.
Sure, yeah.
I believe
it. Maybe. I believe it. Listen, you can tell me anything that happens in this movie and I'll believe you.
All right. If you think of other things about our first hero or our villain, you can jump in later, but I'm going to move on.
I remembered something right now just because you said that. The rock guy, he's immortal, right? Because there's a whole segment in the movie.
My gosh. Yeah.
Where he's talking about like outliving his daughter and his grandchildren. All of them
are though, right? Because like
I think Keigen's right. They're all immortal.
Sure. Yeah. No, I believe you. I believe you. Yeah, that's true.
I think we should run through all of the characters though, actually, because these guys are the pastiches happening here are hilarious.
I'm planning to. I have notes. So the next character I want to go over is not Nightcrawler, not Crawler.
Also Winter Soldier.
He's also the Winter Soldier.
Also Snake Eyes.
I do have one nice thing to say about this movie. The props department made some really cool Soul Calibur swords for this guy.
Yeah, they're so stupid, but they're awesome. They're the perfect mixture of like a dumb guy fun toy that's also like, it's exactly that.
And it's always a moment when he pulls them off of his back, and I was like, all right, this is fun. It would be nice if there was this level of care with anything else in this movie.
Imagining the guy who wishes that it was a hammer. In one hand was a hammer. That's what I'm thinking of right now.
I can think of someone who watched this who would have
was like
boosted their rating from 3 stars to 4 stars.
This would have been 4 stars if he was holding a hammer.
Yeah. So the reason we call this guy Nightcrawler and Winter Soldier is he does the Nightcrawler teleportation, and then he's got the Winter Soldier style haircut and COVID mask.
Yeah. He's the Kazakh member of the team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shouts.
Yeah. What do you know? You were excited to get to this guy Keigen, so let her rip.
No, you kind of covered it. He's a cool guy. He looks cool. His upgrade's really stupid too. He gets a grapple gun that attaches to his back.
I'm gonna say what Lan said and just go sure.
Sure, yeah.
I'm sure he does.
Listen, of all the upgrades, there's only one that I actually remember like significantly.
Oh yeah,
And
it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Oh, what a fucking movie!
You got anything about Knotcrawler, Lan?
I do like his teleporting.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, teleporting it's whatever. I mean, yeah, it's nice that we have a Kazakh member of the team.
He's very handsome.
Very handsome guy, you know. He wouldn't look out of place in a G.I. Joe movie.
Right.
And
totally.
It's funny. He's the only one who has to like obscure his face, and it's like, why do you don't need to do that. No one's coming after you. Everyone else on your team has their face, fully open for the world to see. I'm sure people can put 2 and 2 together if they see you amongst them. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. My note about him, he's kind of the how do I put this? He is the movie in microcosm. Like if I were to diagnose the movie's problems, it all comes down to him. Because not that he's particularly bad, but like you can understand how bad the movie is because of him. Like this guy, he's got very like anime inspired powers. Like the way he like slices stuff with his swords is very much like pulling from anime. But the difference is it doesn't look cool here. There's never blood. There's never any sense of impact. All the speed is done through After Effects and all that. And I think that's this movie's entire problem, is that it's pulling from other aesthetics and never adding anything, just doing those same styles of cool stuff but without any added originality. Okay,
so I wanted to look at some of these upgrades because after Keigen said the grapple hook upgrade, I'm like, was that actually the case? And I remember the one other significant detail in his upgraded suit, he's got a huge jockstrap for some reason. Just a huge,
and we made your cock bigger, comrade.
Good for him,
Good for him, but it's crazy. Like if you look at the suit itself, it's a separate piece. The jockstrap is a separate piece from the rest of the suit.
Gotta protect his giant penis, It's a big target.
They could have gone more silly with the, just have the
put nipples on the
Nomo Hank
jock.
Throw like a tank at his crotch, I guess.
Oh, that would have been tight.
Yeah.
I think if this movie had been willing to indulge in any like fun, silly stuff, that would have made it more memorable.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next.
The real Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn, we need you to get over to Russia and fix.
We need to airdrop
the Russian superhero cinematic universe,
just like we did with Sean Penn. Just like Sean Penn, we just got to airdrop him into Russia.
All right, next we have Invisible Woman.
Is it mean to say I don't care?
There's a whole thing where she's like, I can control my temperature, and then like 3 minutes later, she gets caught not controlling her temperature.
She gets turned into ice, right?
Yeah.
Which
I don't understand. But
no. To that point, Keigen, it's not only that she's not controlling her temperature; they treat it like it's a weakness, like it's a kryptonite or something.
Yeah,
that's not a power.
Like she's hacking. Yeah. And when she's talking about it, and then like in the next scene, they're like, "Oh look, there's an invisible person walking around here," and it's like, what's going on here? What?
Yeah, and before anyone says like, "Oh, you're being CinemaSins about this," it's like, no, I just don't understand this movie, and I don't think it knows what it's trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is something to say to its, get in and get out nature. It's 90-minute. We're doing a 90-minute movie that like, yeah, I don't need any of those explanations either. It's just weird to give me a like quality of your superpower and then like it not matter the entire movie too. It's fine, but like it's weird.
Yeah,
I think you go ahead, Lam.
I was just gonna say, I think the movie cares about her as much as the average viewer does. Like she is very much a non-presence. I think the only real like significant beat she gets is that she has memories that are lost. She has amnesia, I think, right? Do they all have amnesia, or is that just her?
It's just her.
Just her, okay.
He has amnesia.
Yeah.
Land does.
I have amnesia, so I guess in many ways I am much like her.
So you see too much of yourself in her. She's a cipher.
She's a Rorschach test.
Yeah.
I looked at her arms and I saw my parents fighting for some reason.
Yeah, she does have some crazy makeup like on her arms and neck that's never really explained. I think the funniest thing about her is when they introduce her, they say she has the ability to turn invisible in water.
Oh, thank God.
I didn't even realize.
Like, I love when you give someone a hyper specific power, like in just an odd context.
That's funny.
Also, the scene they introduce her is so like bafflingly unglamorous. You know, they talk about how she's taken herself to the circus. She's now a performer, and to do her big act, she dives into this bowl of water, and then she emerges invisible and gets like covered in glitter. Like it's meant to be this dazzling sequence, but like so many things in the movie, you're left wondering like, what is going on here? Why is this happening?
Yeah, her fight with everybody in the next scene is kind of cool. Like it's all right. It's
There's some
punching.
good stuff with the stunt
She does
double
some
there.
Cool flips and stuff.
Yeah.
Flips are fun.
All right, let's get on to our last member, our most Reddit member, if you will.
Yeah.
We have our Hulk stand-in. So I call him the Hulk because he's written exactly like the Hulk. His power set matches the Hulk. But the main difference is instead of turning into the man on the vegetable can, he turns into a werebear.
I'm scared that I'm going to turn into a bear forever.
So you said Reddit, but do you guys remember that era of the internet where people were making memes about Putin riding bears?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is the energy of this entire character.
Right.
You know, what is the coolest thing we could do with a Russian bear? Give him a huge fucking gun. He is the only member of the team whose upgrade I remember, because it's literally just we gave this huge bear man a Gatling gun.
It's just so stupid. Which, like, there's the line where it's like, and it mounts to you. And I was like, it went to the next thing and he was holding the gun. And I was like, this is stupid. And then he goes full bear. It's just like a drone operated Gatling gun on his back. It's so bad.
It's rough. Like it's the kind of thing that it's like cool in certain contexts. Like that would be fun in a video game. But
I don't know if it would be fun in a video game though.
It's so stupid.
I'm trying to be nice. That's all.
I'm not trying to be nice. I'm trying to be a hater. Fuck this guy. Arsus. More like arsehole.
I think what I find really like so glaringly obvious and painful in movies like this is when they're not ashamed of how bad their CG is. When we're introduced to him, we have him like de-henshin from his bear form to his man form, and the camera holds so long on his face as the CG pulls away, and he looks like an abomination when he's in that transition stage between the bear and the man.
It's the modern version of American Werewolf in London. You know, it's Russian bear man Siberian bear man in Russia.
Apparently, all these characters are based on like Russian myths, and I think
the teleporting guy with the giant moon-shaped swords. That's crazy.
That is story we tell child who does not put laundry away. The sword man will chop off your fingers for not putting away laundry. It complicates problem because now your parent must put away your laundry, but the child starts doing chore.
See, like, look how down
we
Salt
tell
is
child
to do a
about
funny
women
voice.
who turn invisible, but only in water.
He did it too. Oh, yeah.
It's our most racist episode yet, folks. But I think you're allowed to be racist to Russians for this. It's a stain.
I think libs encourage it, actually.
Yeah.
This is how we get a huge lib listener.
This is our most blue sky coated episode yet.
And we forgot the fifth hero, the really cool Zelensky.
The lady.
Zelensky comes in and saves the day. Okay, but actually they did film this in Crimea, which is really funny.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
All right, so we have hit all four heroes and our villain. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add about any of these cast members?
Rock guy being like a Christian is
he's a monk.
Okay, Christian monk. That's fine. It's like the window into the mind of a Russian to me. That's like the only thing here that actually has coded politics. Particularly because like the golem in superhero stuff is a thing already, right? Like the rock guy. If I said, "Oh yeah, you know that rock guy superhero," 10 out of 10 people are going to say the thing, and they're going to know it's clobbering time, you know. And like making that guy this like Christian monk shepherd is a number of choices wrapped around itself. I'm like, okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the least dumb thing I could have to say about the movie.
I can't really speak on this.
Yeah, you can. Down with that. But no, it's wild. I don't know. That's like,
I mean, you're still giving it too much credit because, like, for as much as this is like a Russian nationalist film, like, it's so weirdly absent of any worldview or politics.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the Avengers knockoff of it, right? Like, that's true in Avengers also. Avengers has Captain America.
Don't make me defend
like,
Avengers. Like, Joss Whedon's Avengers looks like a really masterfully made film next to this.
No, but this is like a knockoff of that, and so it's empty of a lot of that stuff. It's in the same way, and it's for the same reasons. Like, it's a bad movie on itself, but also like, I don't know. I feel like that is a thing.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about the knockoff aspect of it, it is really funny because it's not just Avengers that it's trying to, you know, capitalize on, but also Deadpool. Like, there's a lot of Tim Miller specific Deadpool isms in here.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking Batman vs Superman a lot too, especially a lot of people use Avengers as proof of concept for. Well, in order to do an Avengers movie, you have to do 5 movies before it, explaining all the guys. And then Batman vs. Superman tried to not do that. And then everybody used Avengers as proof of concept. It was like, see, you should have done 5 different movies beforehand. And it's like, this movie I actually think does, like, not a horrible job of introducing the four main characters. I still don't get their deal, but, like, you can do a movie about these guys with how they introduce them, basically. Like, it's fast and whatever, it's not as good, but I can see how you can do a movie like that, right?
If only we had an Arsis movie beforehand
This
to
is what I'm
really
saying.
smooth things out plot wise.
You don't need
I think
it.
if we had one more movie with Lur, you know, beforehand, we probably could have gotten a little bit more.
When we knew him as his full name.
Land, did I hear you mention Deadpool?
Yeah,
I did. Yes, I did mention
Did
Deadpool.
you mention that for a specific reason beyond what you said?
No. I mean, what other reason is there? Is there like actual proof that they were basing it off Deadpool?
There's an incredible quote I need to share.
Okay.
On December 2020th, in an interview with Bubble Comics, director Sarek Andresyan was asked why Guardians 2 never came out, and he later explained Deadpool 2 was to blame for everything, as its script was reportedly too similar to theirs.
What? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the actual?
I really did.
Oh my god! I clocked it. I clocked it.
There was something in the water.
That's crazy.
Something in the water. Jesus Christ!
I have only one more note about this movie, and I was looking up other stuff just related to their names and their characters. You guys might know this already. You're a lot more well-read on Marvel than me, but there is a Marvel team called the Winter Guard. And
yes.
There has been various lineups of this team, but as recently as 2010, the Winter Guard lineup had 4 team members, including a bear man and 1 woman. So it really speaks to the absolute lack of originality in this film, that it appears they picked their lineup off of one random cover of a Marvel comic.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Russian folklore.
Yeah, the Russian folklore aspect is the part that's really getting me. Like the bear,
the man who turns into a bear makes sense. That could be a folklore thing, Don't be bad, or you might turn into a bear forever. Okay.
Who amongst us has not turned into a bear?
Yeah, that's another like lesson that Russian parents pay their kids. Don't be mad, I forgot your birthday. If you stay mad at me, you turn into bear forever.
Yeah, that's scary. You don't want to be a bear. You need special toilet paper.
You gotta go to San Francisco.
I got nothing else about this. But, one other thing about this movie is I wrote while I was watching, 20 minutes left. I feel like I've been watching this for 2.5 hours. This movie is so long.
They're calling it the Satan Tango of superhero films. The real slow cinema. It's Lav Diaz is actually jealous at how long this movie takes to finish.
Do you have anything else, Keigen?
Oh, yeah,
I don't think so. No.
All right, go for it, Lan.
I've got a final note, and for all the shit that we've given it, it is interesting in that it is very much an attempt at trying to create a homegrown version of the Avengers phenomenon in Russia, and it's interesting because we've seen that sort of thing happen in China to a much greater effect, where because of how they've been able to like capitalize on the things that the American superhero fad or phenomena managed to do well, it's gotten to a point where just this past summer, both Superman and Fantastic Four, the big American blockbusters, got flopped in China because, frankly, Chinese audiences don't really care for that stuff anymore, because they've got their own movies to watch. They've got their own industry that's been built up over the past, I don't know, decade, right, of blockbuster cinema. Not to say most of it's good, or there are good movies in there. But, I wonder, in a world where this movie wasn't dog shit, would we have seen a similar phenomena rise where, because they've been able to do something like Avengers on that same kind of scale within their own film industry, stuff like American superhero films and American blockbusters just kind of lose their market because it cedes ground to these kinds of movies. But yeah, this wasn't the one to do that, so it is what it is.
Yeah, Putin and Trump collaborated to keep the Russians dependent on American superhero slop.
It was
That's what's
Putin,
up.
Trump, and David Leitch. David Leitch was actually the third prong there. Putin's like, you do this, I let you make bullet train.
Oh.
Atomic Blonde, you can film in here. You can film in here. What year was Atomic Blonde, actually?
All right, so listener, here is the deal. We were going to do all Avengers episodes, but Guardians was really painful for our souls, and the future fare was no better. So we did a pivot, and we'll explain the pivot momentarily. But I know some of us got partially through some of the other Avengers movies, so I think we can do a quick rundown of those. Did either of you watch any of, now give me a second to really get this pain in the ass of a title out there. Here we go. Did either of you watch any of Avengers of Justice Farce Wars?
No. And
I envy you.
Honestly, I thank my tardiness when it comes to reading and watching things for this podcast. My procrastination has helped me greatly because otherwise I probably would have watched it before the pivot. But thankfully, because I think like halfway into the movie, I messaged in the chat. What did I say? What the hell did I say?
You mean
halfway through
Guardians?
one. Yeah, halfway through Guardians. I said I'm halfway through one and I feel like killing myself. And then that's what, kicked off the pivot.
Yeah, I went to bed really angry. All right, well, I'll do a quick rundown of Avengers of Justice Farce Wars. As you might tell from the title, it's not only an Avengers film, it's also bafflingly a Star Wars parody film.
Oh, wow.
I could definitely tell from the title. Yeah, absolutely.
And this one wasn't actually such a good fit because it's more of a parody rather than knockoff. And I think there's a difference between knockoff and parody.
Yeah.
Very little to say here. The whole thing is very cheap and unfunny. But three actors I will note is there's a guy named Steven Ranazizi. We'll pretend it's an Italian. It's an Italian name. I can butcher it. It's fine. So
I'm Italian. It's okay.
That's right. Steven Ranazizi, he's a stand-up comic. I don't know anything about him, but he did lie about surviving one of the towers on 9/11.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. Very, very. He got caught too. So good job, Steven. Also, I didn't make it this far in the movie, but Tony Cavallero from Righteous Gemstones is in it. And this is the year before Righteous Gemstones. So you can say like Righteous Gemstones saved that man's career if he was showing up in this garbage.
Damn.
And the last actor I want to mention is Shawn Michaels. That's right. The Shawn Michaels.
No. You're no. Surely it's someone with the same. It's a different spelling, right?
It's the Shawn Michaels. Keigen, do you know who we're talking about?
I did not.
This is a wrestler, a very famous pro wrestler.
Oh yeah, I do know it. I know this guy. Why is he?
Yeah.
Why?
Dude, they body paint him with like the cheapest paint possible and turn him into a Yoda knockoff.
Oh my god, he looks like Sam Rockwell in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Incredible Master Yoga.
Yep, he's in this movie for like 5 minutes, and to his credit, he commits way harder than anyone else. Like I felt the faintest hint of a smile start to curl across my face because he actually had some charm, unlike everyone else. Make this movie be gone from my sight. It was horrible.
You said you watched this for half an hour?
Yeah, dude, it was rough. I think I was on my phone the whole time just to escape its evil aura.
I feel like you should have messaged in the chat. I'm halfway through Avengers of Justice Farce Wars, and I feel like killing myself. And we would have absolutely been we would have absolutely been ready to pivot. I think, guys, let's come to a resolution here. next time we're reading something or watching something or whatever for the podcast, and halfway through, it feels like making us want to kill ourselves. Just tell the chat. Just tell the chat.
Unfortunately, it's too funny when Salt doesn't finish a thing and we do finish a thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if
you
I
know
want
what?
that.
If it's a comic, listen. If it's a comic, don't tell us. Keep that thought to yourself. If it's a movie, tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. When a movie is feeling like it's 5 hours, it's kind of like when a half-hour movie or a 90-minute movie is feeling like 5 hours it's a rough watch.
You know, it's crazy. Comics are just like cyberbullying. You can just close and walk away.
Hey.
Movies, it's much more difficult to do that.
Yeah, they stay with you. They haunt you.
The ghosts of the past.
So we could not continue with Avengers-style movies. So we pivoted. We decided, what if we do a Superman knockoff instead? And then we watched my favorite, the 1979 Turkish Superman. I'm so glad you guys watched this finally.
Salt, can you tell the audience what who directed this movie?
Turkish Superman?
Yeah. What's the name of the man who directed this movie?
Oh God. All right.
Please.
Turkish.
Salt's just realizing live on call.
You know, my first fear is that like it's gonna be like a name that I say wrong, and
no, Salt,
Salt, you gotta look it up, man. You gotta look it up.
Yeah, this movie was directed by Mr. Toolgar.
What's his first name? What's his first name?
Cunt Toolgar.
And that's with a K. That's with a K.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when you're directing your next movie, you just remember you're channeling cunt.
That's right.
You're serving even.
Mr. Tolga,
So,
I can't believe it.
So Turkish Superman. What are your initial thoughts?
Keigen, you go first.
I mean, my first thought was, wow, this is just Superman.
Yep.
So that's like the music. Like, I didn't take a lot of notes on this one. It really was just kind of I'm watching Superman. But my first note was they just used the Superman theme with like 5 question marks.
I love that. I love that so much.
It's really
Wait, can we
awesome,
get a count of all the themes they took? They took that one. They took the James Bond theme, right?
I think 2001 they also took.
Yeah. There's like 3 or 4 themes from various popular films that get used in here.
Yeah. Also, Keigen said this is just Superman. Yeah, it mostly follows the plot of the Christopher Reeve movie, but the whole thing was shot on like $100 in a dream.
Yeah.
Which is not an insult, not a knock against it. I love it for what it is.
There's a lot of moments in this that I'm like, they did what they could with the budget, and that's awesome. Like, I don't know, how much do you want to like talk about the movie in sequence, or Salt? What were you planning on for this?
I mean, we could do it mostly
Yeah. And then I'll hold one thing until later, because I was like, it's constant throughout the movie though, where it's just like, no, like they made a movie, like they went out and made a movie on, whatever, and like they make cool. It forces them to make cool choices in fun ways. Like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I have an affinity for it because all my projects are done on no budget, and it's like a game recognized game thing. So I really like that. Yeah. So I'll start with the beginning. This starts with Superman learning about his true parentage from Ma and Pa Cunt. He learns about Jor-El, and I thought the Jor-El choice was really fascinating for a couple reasons. One, Jor-El appears to have maybe 7 teeth remaining in his mouth. But as a comic book nerd, I love the I love that Jor-El is effectively Shazam. When did you notice that? That was really cool.
My second note was they made Superman Shazam with like 5 question marks. Yeah.
Yeah, so for people listening, when he meets Jor-El in the Christopher Reeve movie, it's Jor-El just info dumps, and it's kind of a boring scene of Superman talking to his computer dad, being like, "Oh, this is what happened to your planet." But in this scene, Jor-El is the wizard Shazam, and like actually gives the powers to Superman, and I just love that mashup. I think that's really fun. He also explains to him his weakness is the Krypton Stone. And then we get our first reveal of Superman, all 103 pounds of rippling muscle in his Superman suit.
He tall as hell, though.
I love that this dude has like no muscles on him.
No, I mean, he's like ducking through doorways and stuff, though. He's a lumbering man.
Yeah, very Hulkish, actually, in many ways.
Yeah. What if Clark Kent was the Hulk? Is a little bit what's going on here.
Oh, don't worry, that's coming out of DC Marvel very soon in the comics, I'm sure.
Right, as the economy continues to crash, wonderful.
Yeah. Recession indicator.
As everything gets worse, so do comics.
So then we see a brief montage of Superman flying around Turkey. It's just like they're doing the rear projection thing. We then meet our villains of the film, and it's just the mob. The mob just wants to fight Superman and to get the Krypton Stone for reasons. Here's another thing I love about this movie. I actually love when superheroes just fight generic mafia and mobster guys. I actually vastly prefer that to supervillains a lot of the time.
Yeah. I think especially like a movie like this is really the thing that points that out, right? Like in a comic book, and you have a guy who wants to design a cool suit, that's cool. In animation, you want to have like a lot of crazy kinetic action, and like you can do that with this, but like sometimes you want to show 2 guys flying around and stuff. That's cool. But like in a movie like this, it feels so good. It feels so cool. Yeah. And like this is the mob, but it also just brings to mind things of like, yeah, Superman should be whooping up on the KKK, you know, like you should be doing that kind of stuff. It's fun here.
Yeah, the leader of the mob, or this, you know, he's a man of science as well. He's our Luthor stand-in. He looks like Vincent Price, and his whole plan is to use the Krypton Stone to make a vast fortune. And I'll say for this movie's credit, as goofy as this all is, there's already way more at stake, and the plot is way clearer than Guardians.
Yeah, much easier plot to follow. Even if it is a much simpler plot.
No, I feel like it's the thing where, you know, I don't know. I think Jamel Bowie talks about this, where like he was talking about Aquaman in particular, and it's like there's no reason that movie's longer than 90 minutes, right? A movie like Aquaman should be 90 minutes. It should be simple enough to be told in 90 minutes, especially. And I feel like Guardians tried to do that. It tried to do the 90-minute thing and be simple, but it was like, no, you still have the complexity of the plot from Avengers that makes it balloon in length, when like, no, you need to tell a simpler story in 90 minutes. And yeah, this tells a simpler story in 68 minutes. It's like, yeah, it's good, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a mercifully short film. It's great. Yeah, we see Superman and Lois at their Daily Planet equivalent, and this is where the mob starts trying to put hits out on Superman. Any notes on casting from you guys?
I'm glad they managed to find a Turkish version of like Lee Pace mixed with a little bit of Jude Law, mixed with oh god, what's his name? Clive, what's his name from
Owen?
Croupier? Clive Owen. Yes, Clive Owen. Turkish Clive Owen. Yeah. Except like 20 years earlier.
I
just
asked
an incredible like stature, figure, everything.
Yeah, the man's got a really memorable mug.
Mhm.
The other reason I asked about casting is there's this thing they do in 1970s movies that I really want to bring back, where the lead actor and the protagonist, they have the same name. So this actor's name is Tayfun. I don't know how to say it. We're gonna assume it's Tayfun. But that is also the name of our Clark Kent figure in this movie. So he's just Tayfun. Whether you're filming or not, you just say, "Hey, Tayfun," and you've got his attention.
They call it a reverse method acting, actually, where they make the character more like the actor to put them in the mode.
Yeah,
That's nice.
So I said that they're trying to capture Superman, and that happens eventually. But they actually start with trying to capture Lois Lane. There's a lot of car chases in this movie, and none of them have been smog checked. So it's great. We got a lot of good particle physics going on here with smoke across the screen.
Dude, so many cars. There's so many cars in this movie. If I was more of a car guy, I would be living it. And I mean, I like car stuff in movies, so I'm kind of a movie car guy. But I'm like, these cars crash. These cars are doing crazy things. They're going nuts with these cars.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's just filmed in like random Turkish neighborhoods and highways. I love the whole DIY aesthetic of this. Superman eventually gets word of all of this. He catches up to the mobsters. We have a great chase sequence. I really loved Superman chasing these guys on foot. It's just like a lot of running around in the hills. Again, very like DIY, no aesthetic. Sorry, no aesthetic beyond what you can afford. Some of it's kind of evoking the end of the 78 Christopher Reeve film here. They're using some of those camera angles, but I don't know if you guys have any standout moments, but one thing I love in one of these early fight scenes is he throws a guy so hard that the guy gets caught in the branches, and they like reverse the footage to show that guy getting caught in the branch. He clearly just like jumped down off of the tree.
That's awesome.
It reminds me of some like Showa era tokusatsu in that sense.
Yeah. I love.
There's actually. Oh God, Keigen.
I love that he jumps into the truck to stop it. Like they don't have him use a super strength to stop the truck. You know, the truck is all veering, it's driving all crazy, and they have him like jump in and like set the parking brake. And I'm like, that's great. I love that. Like, just so why wouldn't Superman just stop the truck like that? It's great.
I think
it's a good use of the limitations on like how you're going to show super strength when you don't have much of a budget.
One of my favorite bits from the movie is actually not a Superman bit, like the action bit, but very much in the vein of the Donner movies is Superman trolling Lois, or the Lois equivalent here. You know, like he just randomly gets up, takes off his glasses. He has to take off his glasses too.
From another room. It's really
from
funny.
Another room, in a room that she's not even in, just to, speak out to her as though he's Superman, and then puts the glasses back on and sits back down. Just a real like Donner-esque bit, which I liked.
Real piece of shit Superman.
Yeah.
It's just
I think that is my ideal type of Superman. I think I wrote in my Letterboxd review, I enjoyed this slightly more than the James Gunn one, and it's like, this is the vibe I want from a Superman movie.
You know, this movie really made me realize how overused a lot of the score in Gunn's Superman was. When the what's it called? Not the leitmotif, but like the main theme. They needle drop it quite a bit in the James Gunn movie, and here it's funny. It works because it's funny, right? Like it works because of also the copyright aspect of it, right? Like it's the fact that it's this song that they most likely do not have, the rights to, that they're dropping like 5-6 times throughout the movie, and there's a very comedic aspect to it. And then you go and watch the Gunn Superman movie, and it doesn't hit the same at all. I mean, obviously it's not going to hit the same, but yeah, it just made me realize, like, man, they really really needle drop that theme quite a lot in that movie.
Yeah.
See me, I don't care because it's a banger and play it all day. Play it all day.
Well,
I'm singing it. What? I'm singing it all day today.
John Williams, let that.
See, I can't even hear you.
Yeah, well, John, I can't. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this.
So later in the movie, when Superman catches up to the henchmen, they have a big brawl, and man, there are some great faces with these henchmen. You've got the guy who kind of has like the rat face. There's a big bald guy with a huge mustache. Like they don't let guys like these in movies anymore, and movies are really suffering for it.
Unless you're Stavros.
Yeah. I love this particular fight scene in a warehouse because the guys are just like hitting him with furniture, and it's one guy swings a chair pretty hard, and that's what knocks Superman unconscious for 35 seconds.
Right onto the conveyor belt.
Has Lex Luthor considered perhaps that he could just send a bunch of people and to hit him at the same time? Smartest man, my ass.
The other reason I want to mention that scene is, we talked about the score. They used the James Bond theme quite a bit in this movie. And this is a very Bond-style death trap where I love this. They knock Superman out with a chair. Superman stumbles backward into a back room, falls onto a conveyor belt, which then leads him to a guillotine that's going to chop his head off.
It's awesome. It's so funny.
It's so cool.
The threatening aura of the guillotine is really good.
And then one scene later, we find out that it wasn't effective at all.
Yeah.
Just completely cutting the tension.
It's really good.
It's funny too. With like the chair thing, I'm a little bit making fun of it, but I'm also making fun of like people reading too much into stuff. Because like in the YouTube comments, you'll see people like, "Oh, they knocked him out with a chair," and it's like, if you read into that scene at all, I think this movie deserves a little respect. I think the implication is that Superman is pretending to have gotten knocked out. But, because they don't explain that to you. Everyone needs actors to turn to the camera and tell you what's going on.
Yeah, no, that whole scene, I was thinking like, this is Superman as Bugs Bunny, right? Like that.
Yeah, it's great.
And that's awesome. And also, it's the thing of, I think I've mentioned this on the podcast at some point, but like the Marvel No Prize is actually one of the best things that's been invented at Marvel, because like, I get annoyed when nerds will like invent bullshit into stories that make it make sense for them, but also that's part of our job as viewers sometimes. Is like being creative on our own and not being CinemaSinsy, being like, okay, I'm enhancing this film by adding my reading to it, but we are always doing that. We shouldn't be passive viewers. And it's like, yeah, I like the read that he's like, okay, I'm tired of this fight. Like, this isn't productive. I'm just gonna pretend I'm gonna let the guillotine hit me and I'm a bounce. It's like, yeah, that's a good read on this, and I think it's like textual too.
Yeah, I love that interpretation, Keigen, and I think that idea of like you should have a little creativity as the viewer is something good and something that might be a little bit lost these days. Another note on the soundtrack I want to get in there is that we're knocking off a lot of famous soundtracks, but there's some really cool original stuff in here, like some jazz, some synth. It's like I would genuinely love to hear the score of this movie again. The
synth toward the end, I was like, what's happening? It's a whole different vibe. I'm just like, all right, man, shouts. Like, this is great, wild.
So after all that and Superman reveals he's fine, the mob, I think, kidnaps Lois for the second time. One of my favorite chase sequences in this movie is when they're it's like Superman's chasing them on foot, and there's like these aqueducts. I don't know what do you guys call that? It's like reminds me of the Roman aqueducts. Some of these like big stone structures they're running through.
Yeah, they like supports for something at the very least, like columns. Yeah, I haven't really kept up with my Greek columns much since high school, unfortunately. Ionic? I think they might be Ionic.
Yeah, it's a cool shooting location. The the part I really dig is when the big bald guy is like shooting the gun, and Superman is flexing his pecs, and the bullet bounces off, and we get my favorite type of shot of all time, where you throw the dummy off of a roof because the bullet bounces off, hits the guy, huge zoom out, we see the dummy fall off that aqueduct. It's oh, that's movie magic, baby. I love that stuff. Yeah, any notes on action you guys wanted to get in there?
Action.
Early on, I did take the note. Actually, this is my third note that I took. They made Superman Ultraman because they use all the toy shots to show him flying. Yeah, so it's just like, I mean, again, I think this is just really inventive. It is very. You mentioned Toku as a similar thing, and I mean, not that they were necessarily like looking at that, but it's a lot of the same techniques, and it's so charming. It's just fun.
It's one of those things where it's really impressive just given the budget of it all. You know, again, if this really was made for like $100 worth of a budget, or you know, like not a crazy amount, right? Like it does make a lot of the practical work that they're doing here feel all the more impressive.
Yeah. I mean, these are like the types of risky stunts that probably aren't done anymore. There's even some pretty inventive camera work at times. Like, you know, the thing I most want to impress upon people is like stuff like this gets memed and laughed at, and you should enjoy it. It is really goofy. Like, but I think there's a certain amount of craft here on display, and this could have been total hack work. Guardians is total hack work. There is actual like care for film and like making something of a certain level of quality with limited resources here, and I do respect a movie like this for that reason.
That being said, it's not a good movie.
No, it's not good at all, but it's really fun.
Like, if I can be a hater for a little bit here, you know, like despite all the things, all the praise that I did have for it, it still was a very agonizing experience for me.
Oh yeah, it's extremely repetitive. There's a lot of boring scenes, but I think you could put this on like silently at a party if you just like needed something to talk about, like just background stuff.
No, listen, this is something you put on at a restaurant, kids behind the counter doing homework. You know, this is on the TV. It's actually like a 19-inch TV that the family got from Walmart, you know, that they've managed to somehow mount up on the top. And, you know, you're just eating a nice dish. You look up, you glance up, and you see Superman. And you're like, what the hell's going on? Yeah. It's one of those movies. Yeah. I had a very similar experience to that, actually, recently when I went to a restaurant with my friends. They were playing... it was a Thai movie, and the entire time I just kept getting my attention just kept going towards the movie because I was so perplexed by it. I'm like, it was a big screen too. It wasn't a 19-inch screen.
Was it Thai Spider-Man?
No, unfortunately not. It was actually the plot of it was that two like millennials go back in time. And when they go back in time, they actually have like their effects on them. So like phones and stuff. And like the resolution of the film, I think it's called Love Destiny. I was so perplexed by this movie that I went and searched it up while I was eating dinner.
Welcome to Tastemakers Grab Bag.
My recommendation: Love Destiny, the Thai film from 2017.
Lan watched on mute across the room while his friends tried to tell him about important life updates.
They weren't saying anything that important. You know, we were waiting for my one friend to come because my one friend came late too. So we were just sitting there and I was just looking at the screen and I'm like, this looks interesting because it looked like a historical drama. But then the one character pulls out a fucking iPhone and I'm like, how did you get that? What's going on here?
What's going on here?
I was so perplexed by it that I had to like search it up using context clues. Like I you know, it had subtitles, so I could at least read the subtitles. So, you know, I started searching up like character names and like trying to piece together like what this film could be. And I managed to eventually find it. And so while we were waiting for my one friend to arrive, you know, I was just like, hey, yeah, this is a Thai movie. And, you very perplexing. It was a perplexing experience, and I think that same kind of perplexing experience is what I would probably have if this movie were playing on the screen instead. Like, I'm imagining that exact same situation, except Turkish Superman is playing on the screen.
I think that would be so weird because you would have to go to YouTube and like put it on.
I mean,
on
these
purpose.
people were playing it off Netflix. This restaurant was
so
playing it straight off Netflix. They chose it. Yeah.
Weird behavior.
It is, but it's made for a nice anecdote on this podcast now. So,
well, on that note,
little did they know, it wasn't in vain.
Yes.
On that note, I praised a lot of individual components of this movie, but yeah, nowhere on the whole is it like come together in any sort of masterful way. And I also want to be clear that like I can say I really love a movie, and that is never an indicator of its quality. This is just a fun bad movie.
Yeah,
and mercifully short. It's like just over an hour. More movies should be brave enough to do that.
There's
you
a
showed
movie
a lot
called
of time.
Look Back actually came out last year. It was only 58 minutes. Animated movie, very nice.
Look Back is
Chainsaw
really
Man?
good, so you should watch Look Back.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Fujimoto.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
one of his books he did in between part 1 and 2 of Chainsaw Man.
I saw the
yeah.
trailer for this. This looked really good. It's about like
Okay.
comics
Really pretty.
artists.
It's a really pretty,
It's really good.
Yeah, that looks
pretty
cool.
movie. Yeah.
I'm honestly
Alright.
kind of surprised it's the first time you're hearing about this.
I literally I recommended it a couple weeks ago in Tastemaker's grab bag, so Salt just isn't paying attention. His ass
No,
just is not-
that means it's the third time I've heard about it. So I just my brain, it's my brain.
This is the first time hearing about this, except for
Except for the other two
times.
times I've heard about this.
Yeah.
Hey, like if I had a deformity and like a really messed up looking hand and you like made fun of me for that, that would be ableist. So you making fun of me for forgetting about a movie I've heard about 3 times is like also ableist.
It's pretty much ableist. Yeah.
Look, Donald Trump cannot stop sucking Bill Clinton's cock, and I cannot stop forgetting things that matter to me. You're being ableist when you make fun of both of us.
We
Tastemaker's grab bag is actually an anti-ableist effort from Midnight Grappler Animals. We do Tastemaker's grab bag not just to give you recommendations about what we're doing, but also to jog our good friend Salt's memory.
It's really bad. Like I lost my wallet a week ago. It really sucks.
This is
I'm just saying I'm a very forgetful person.
I'm just scared that one day it's gonna come out just like the Donny Cates situation. There was no accident, no nothing. You've just been pretending the whole time because you suffered some kind of indignity that is that is much easier to walk
to
away.
lose my wallet for glory.
Listen,
lied.
people make up stories for podcasts all the time.
That's true.
Hey, I lost my wallet. Can I leverage this into 3,000 more followers and maybe some pussy? That'd be pretty cool.
That sounds like a podcaster.
That does sound like a
really
podcaster.
good.
You got it.
You're
Nail on the
doing a
head.
good podcaster impression.
All right, we did knockoffs. If you liked this, you want more of it. We could try less bad Avengers knockoffs and look at other Superman knockoffs. I think there's at least 2 Bollywood Superman. I would definitely want to watch those.
Or Spider-Man. I think Superman and Spider-Man have enough overlap
Hey guys,
that we
did you
could
hear?
do like.
There's this Spider-Man knockoff from 1978 that a Japanese company called Toei did. I'm not sure if you've heard about this before.
Wait,
It's called Spider-Man.
My
I'm
friends
not
told
that
me about
forgetful.
this.
We did an episode about it.
My friends told me about this recently on another podcast I do with you guys.
Yeah, is that so? That's the first time
Yeah,
hearing about it.
But it's a bonus episode only. You have to go to patreon.com/midnightgrappleranimals to hear it.
The great thing is, by the time this episode comes out, that episode still won't have come out yet.
We're so ahead, but it makes
You're
me feel like we're
preempting
so
it. You're getting
behind.
ready.
One of these days, we're gonna make an allusion to Common Ride Along, and the episode will have actually come out instead of us alluding to an episode that won't come out for another 2 months.
Special
That's okay,
investigators know when episodes are coming out.
Yeah, we talked about that in our in Reacher season 2 episode, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, with that was it. That's the knockoffs. Thanks for listening. Like the boys said, support the show. Get over on patreon.com/midnightgrappleranimals. Subscribe. You can hear our Common Ride-Along series. You can hear our massive backlog. You can hear our Reacher Season 2 review. All that stuff is on the Patreon. Before we close out of here, we do a feature called Tastemakers Grab Bag, where we recommend other things we have been enjoying. Lan, you went already. You're done. So, Keigen, what do you got?
What the hell?
Yeah, you Thai restaurant movie experience.
Are you upset about getting past? Did you want to go?
Yeah, because it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't a good movie. I don't recommend you actually go watch Love, Destiny. What the hell?
Okay, so Lan used his Tastemakers Grab Bag time to remove something from the bag. A really noble gesture. I'm happy you did that for our listeners and us.
If Lan keeps going, he's going to carve into his next week's slot.
That's what I'm saying.
Lan
Just
gets
leave
punted
it.
like 4 weeks down. Not getting to do.
I haven't actually
I'm paying
done
it
this yet,
forward.
but
I'm actually going to use Keegan's Tastemakers Grab Bag from 2 episodes from now to recommend Chainsaw Man Part 2.
We have our own cryptocurrency now with how we recommend stuff.
Poly Market. What will Lan recommend in next week's episode?
oh, that's hilarious. All right, I am gonna go. All right, I have 2. These are actually both rereads for me, but I have a couple reasons. So first is Batman Year One. I may have already recommended this on here even, and everybody knows Batman Year One is great, but the Spirit. Between the Spirit and Holy Terror, reading that recently and watching the Spirit is having a transformative effect on Frank Miller's work. But I bought Absolute Year One, Batman Year One, not that long ago. So I hadn't actually cracked it open. I hadn't actually read it. And I'm like, you know, there's only 4 issues. It's a quick read. And I need to make sure it's still good after Holy Terror and the Spirit. And I will say the Spirit affected Year One, because there's this effect where it feels like the Spirit is like, what if Frank Miller got to make Batman Year Two? Like, that's stuck in my brain now forever. Year One's still a banger. It still belongs in the grab bag, but it's I can see how it's of a kind with the Spirit, and that's unfortunate. Still going in the grab bag, but it was a new experience. The experience of reading Year One was transformed by both Holy Terror and the Spirit, and that's something.
We're doing a Tastemakers caveated grab bag this week.
Yeah,
I see.
it still belongs in there. The Absolute Edition is great. It comes with both the new colors and the original colors on newsprint. So it's a great use of money if you're going to buy an Absolute. The Year One is great. So it's a good piece of art that I still enjoy. My other is I finished Volume 1 of Wave Listen to Me last night, and it's a banger. It's a banger manga. I love it. It's like, my pitch for it is like, what if Scott Pilgrim, but like, well, one, like an ongoing story, right? So, you know, it's not structured quite the same as Scott Pilgrim was. And also, what if Scott Pilgrim himself was a woman? Just a total scumbag woman that the story knows is awful. I love that book. I love that series. It's so funny. And I'm going to slowly be rereading it as I buy it physically because I like it that much. So Absolute Batman Year One and Wave Listen to Me Volume 1. Those are my picks.
All right. Well, we like to get a little silly around here, but we would never dare steal anyone's tastemaker time. So Lan,
No, you
we
go
were
first.
just
You go
Josh.
first. You go first.
All right.
He's still looking. He's watching something right now, actually, that he's going to recommend.
I've been second screaming this whole time. Second screening
He's
just so I
almost
could.
done.
Lan has like 17 tabs open.
I'm like, what the fuck could I
Looking
recommend?
through his own history, what was I doing this week even?
I recommended going to work.
Recommended being stuck in traffic for an hour. Just pulling out some fucking bullshit. All right, Salt, you go ahead.
Okay. I recently got off Spotify, and I'm glad I did that because those are not good people over there. And you can help me if I say this wrong, because I'm sure I will. I'm using a music service called Kobu? Kobuz?
Kobuz.
Is it Kobuz?
I think it's I don't know. I've seen it thrown around recently.
I think they got a little branding problem here, since I can't pronounce the product correctly.
Launched in France. That makes sense. Everything makes sense now.
Yeah. But they're not taking money from ICE to run ICE ads, and they're not investing in weapon systems, as far as I know. And they also are way more responsible, so they say, about AI music, keeping that off the platform. So, I'll probably find something not good about these people later, but for now, it's a win.
You already found out they're French.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Always a problem.
I think maybe like 2 or 3 more cultures, and we can hit every hemisphere to be offensive to in this episode.
Fucking Brazilians. Australians are a bunch of cunts, huh?
Intersectional. I don't know if I'm gonna have to see you saying that. I have to.
That one you're gonna have to
that
do.
one.
That one.
I have to censor that one.
I was not referring to Australians as a director.
Yeah, I was saying a guy's name earlier.
That's just a guy's name. If the overlords at whatever podcast services strike us down for saying a guy's name, what's my crimes? Having a delectable time,
that's
saying guys' names.
We were not being crude. We were being informative and illustrative when we were.
I was just using a piece of Australian slang. That's a common slang there.
No, but you're saying dirty words
said with like an accent. Maybe it's coont.
I don't want to do that.
But you're being silly, and I'm being serious when I say cunt Tolger and Ma cunt and Pa cunt and Clark cunt. That's all. That's all part of the movie.
Okay, you're right.
With a K, just for
with a K.
Okay.
Can I do my grab bag now?
Please.
Because all this talk about Thai movies and Love Destiny got me thinking about a Thai movie that I actually did enjoy. It did remind me of a Thai movie that I did enjoy called Bad Genius. Bad Genius is a good movie that I think you should all watch. And that's going to be my recommendation for today.
Cool.
And
also go listen to our Reacher Season 2 episode. That's it.
Yeah, banger.
Yeah, banger.
Cool. Well, that was Superhero Knockoffs. Let us know if you want us to do more. Until then, thanks for listening, and
keep on grappling.
You cunts.
You are spiritually Australian.
I'm a tall white guy. I could be Australian.
Is it so wrong for a tall white guy to get a little motion as an Australian?